I got money on my mind. I'm just trying to get some dough. I ain't picking up my line unless it's money on the phone.
How much should someone have to start investing in Bitcoin?
Hey, now listen. I mean, like, it's like you, so I say it like this. I'm gonna tell you the same thing I tell people all the time. That's a personal decision. You know what I mean? Like, when I first got into Bitcoin, I know I would make, like, sometimes I might make crazy buys that I would have to dig back into Bitcoin to bring me out of. So when I had to really learn what money was and how making investments really work, I realized I need to be doing, like, I read a book called Profit First, and that helped me understand. Like, I read a lot of books about money because I didn't know money. I knew I had a great performing asset, but I did not know the game of investment in money. And so when I started reading these books, I started noticing how even this one book called The Latte Factor, where he said if you just stop shopping at Starbucks, $5 every day, you put it towards something that gives you 7 to 10% return in X amount of years, you could have this. So I just started applying percentages to what I bought. You know what I mean? Because I looked at it like this. I needed to learn the fundamentals of finance so I can apply it to Bitcoin. Like, I know somebody that wrote a book saying you need like several different bank accounts, emergency storage, what long-term, like 2 or 3 high yielding, and 2 or 3 high yielding savings accounts. And this was by my homegirl Bees. She had a book called Financial Starter Kit. And so it's like, she talked about that in her book, having different high yielding savings accounts. And then you have like, different regular checking accounts. But for me, again, it's like, I don't care about 10% returns on an annual basis. Because at that point in time in my life, if I'm starting from zero, if I have $100, $200, $300, what's 10% of that? I would have been waiting a whole year for 550. You know what I'm saying? For 550, are you serious? And that's where a lot of Black people are. So, like, when I answer this question, it's like, I always prescribe to people now, I don't give you no estimate. I don't give you no number. I don't give you no percentages. I will say this. You want to start buying to where number one, you look at how can I really change my life with this? Because if you here just for, to triple your money, you wasting your time. Maximize it. That's why I have the course. Like, it's designed for you so you can have that mentality to get that 10, 20x or better. Because if Bitcoin is talking about 300K by December 2021, and you take out a couple $1,000s because your rent was due, you made the wrong decision with the money that you already spent beforehand. So, like, I've had people in my course say, I bought $50. I had somebody say they bought 4K. It all depends, but you got to really understand what it is you're working with here. You're not like, first of all, to even work with me or be in the course or be here, you got to be someone that's a go-getter. You got to be someone that understands that, like, I want to be where the world is going, not where it's been. I want to be someone that has to invest in knowledge. I'll look to work with folks like, hey, all right, I hear what you're saying. The numbers are already real. I don't have to keep going over the numbers with you. In 2008, it was 0.008 cents. We had $18,000. That answers another question. No one has really lost money. All right. You only lose money if you're trying to trade. You don't know what trading is, just like Forex. If you lose your keys, like we was talking about earlier, or you sell your Bitcoin before the price rebounds. But if you really look at the numbers, no one has lost money. So how do you stay on that train and continuously be a part of it is the only question. And that's another reason why everything I put together over the past 4 years, like I said, it took me 4 years to drop a course. I didn't just watch YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I just ain't compile some stuff on Twitter. I've been here 4 years. This was my college. You feel me? This was my college. And so it has to be done in a way that you can really get that life-changing money. You know what I mean? And once you have that 10x and that 20x, you'll start doing other stuff. You'll be like, well, shit, I can. Because now you fixed how you fix your money habits. You know what I'm saying? You fix your investment habits. you had to curtail your life to what it is. Like now you starting to understand like how this can really happen, but it has to start somewhere. You know what I mean? So that's why I say, John, I don't give a dang. You know, you might know people who sitting on 100K assets, cash, whatever. They might start $50 with Bitcoin. You know, you might have someone who only has $10,000 willing to throw the whole pot in there. I don't know, but it has to. Yeah, it's all. Yeah, you know, it's all about your personal risk tolerance.
We say it all the time, my brother. Personal finance is personal, and I'm glad you spoke on that learning the personal finance piece, because that's a skip that we can't step.
A step that we can't skip.
Step that we can't skip. Man, you can't skip that step, bro. Like real shit. Everybody wants to, like, you know, we get introduced to this concept of financial freedom. We get introduced to these ideas of investing,
of making so much money in a certain time.
Mm-hmm. But like at the very root and the core of it, it's like these sets of principles that you can't ignore. You gotta like live below your means. You gotta figure out where you can start investing. Because like you said, you was spending your money before and you was like, man, ain't no way I can invest. But it takes that come to Jesus moment first, where it's like, okay,
I really have been bullshitting.
I've been bullshitting. That's the big moment. I've been bullshitting, and now let me learn and rebuild and actually make moves. And I love that idea with the percentages. I'm big on percentages too.
Yeah, I mean that's what changed my life. Like I got a homegirl, her name's Sabrina Abraham. She got a podcast, but she has this book called Financially Lit. On there, she said either every transaction will either increase poverty or build wealth. And I started noticing like every dollar I spent, if it was on weed, $20 up in the air. All right. If it's on shoes, I'm gonna run these shoes to the ground. If it's on the car, everything was depreciating. Like Melvin said, guns and butter. So where was this money going? You know what I mean? And when I was buying Bitcoin, it was like, yo, appreciation. If I'm gonna buy anything else, it has to go towards health. It has to go towards me investing in myself, or it's gonna go towards my family and children, or some type of ownership. You feel me? Some type of ownership is where I was. I'm not here to buy socks, to buy coffee, to buy a damn car. I'm not here to buy none of that goofy stuff. Like, yo, I've been missing out so long. I'm here for that plot of land over there. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna take it a step further. I want that land so I could buy a 3D printer to print 3D homes on. Because that's where it is. You know what I mean? Like, that's where it is. Like I say crazy stuff on Twitter. It's for a reason. I don't really care. You know what I mean? I understand folks do what they do, and that's cool. But when you start leveling the playing field, you got to really jump ahead of what's going on, because that's gonna always be there. That bunch is gonna always be there. How did you get ahead of that bunch? You know what I mean? The knowledge is gonna be there. You just got to get to the knowledge. So I mean, that's where my mind was coming home from prison. All right, like I knew I wasn't stupid. I made dumb decisions in my 20s, like everybody else had. I just paid for mine a little bit more, but that was it. You know, how you get to it after that? And it was all about being able to make those types of moves and just being smart about it. Like you said, bro, I had to really learn that personal finance thing. And what people don't understand about building generational wealth, breaking generational curses, it gets hard, yo. Like, cause you got to sit around, like, it's not easy sitting on Bitcoin and you could be facing eviction. But that lets you know what you've been doing crazy with your money. You know what I mean? It's not easy, like, getting your car repossessed and still having Bitcoin. You know, those things have happened to me. So I'm not gonna sit here and tell you it's the easiest thing in the world, especially if you're starting out from nothing. But you need to have that money doing something for you. You know what I mean? Because it's been times I took money on my Bitcoin, I felt so played, because I read this other book called Happy Money. He said people get so caught up in money, but you got to understand the flows of money. There will be times where you don't have money. That's why you can't throw all your money in Bitcoin if you're here for a 10x. You feel me? Until you can really shape yourself to do that. There will be times when you don't have money, especially as an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? There will be times you won't have business. There will be times you will. And when you do, you can't really just think, oh, let me start buying this. Let me join this gym. Let me get into this. Let me do that. Because there are going to be times again when you don't have money and your expense is going to be up here. So these are the things I had to learn, you know, on the back end with buying Bitcoin to make sure I could have it maximize itself for me.
Hey man, my brother just spit some gems over there.
Real
Bro.
talk.
And it's one more thing that I know I for sure want to get into before we get off of this, and it's those crypto ATMs that you were telling us about off camera in the beginning. And I just want to talk about like what is the crypto ATM and like how can you get into that?
Well, I'll let your boy, you know. It starts with going through the What is Bitcoin course. I would be honest with you. If you wanted to even do something different outside of that, it could be discussed, you know what I'm saying? But you can really buy them, you know. And there's some dealing with money, you have to go through certain channels, you know what I mean? Like, because you still got to deal with USD, right? However, you know, if you have like a Bitcoin ATM, that's residual income. I mean, that's a passive income with Bitcoin. You know, so now, and the reason I said this is kind of like in the advanced course, because now we go from just earning money to earning passive income in Bitcoin.
So they pay you with Bitcoin
on the transaction.
You can get paid like you can get paid in Bitcoin, just like that. You know, so and that's where you start going from working for it to earning it, because it's a big field out here. You understand me? So if y'all see me on y'all post, hey, ATMs, we're having this. Man, listen, man, y'all just might see me comment. It's kind of like, so y'all ain't trying to learn about no Bitcoin ATMs, though? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, it's something like that. Like, I'll be in the comments just playing to the people, man, because the people need to know. They need that shocker, like, wait, what's going on? Who is this dude?
You can have an ATM for Bitcoin?
Yeah, like, wait, you know, we gotta pique your interest a little bit, people. We gotta wake you up, you know what I mean? Because really, why the time is now is what, $18,000? It might be a price dip. Don't plan on it though, okay? Do not plan on it. Buy it. The price goes down, buy it. If it goes up, buy it. Because the goal here is to get a Bitcoin, all right? So the reason I say hurry up, because a lot of people love telling me this, oh man, I got so much going on, I might have to get it at another time, or it's just not on my interest. I gotta be real with y'all. Y'all's interest, if y'all follow the Black Wealth Renaissance, is the bag. Okay? It is the bag. Otherwise, you will not be following these people. Otherwise, you wouldn't be clicking on the link on the bio to find their course. So if you see these percentages, if you're good with numbers, 0.08 in 2010, Bitcoin is at 18,000. Bitcoin is at 4,900 in March at the beginning of the pandemic. It has quadrupled during a pandemic. All right. So you cannot sit here and I really try not to get on people, but yo, you are telling me that investing into the future is something you're gonna put on the hold. So I guess it's my fault for saying Bitcoin is the future, because people start thinking, oh, I got time. You do not have time. You just named companies, big dog companies, PayPal, Grayscale, MicroStrategy, JP Morgan Chase, Mass Mutual are buying boatloads of Bitcoin. You can definitely put down, you know, you can definitely make yourself buy a whole Bitcoin and then some, because by the time the rest of the world catches on, you won't be able to compete for a whole Bitcoin no more. All right. So when people tell me, oh, I just got so much going on, everything you got going on is to produce income. All right. Everything you have going on is to produce income. You want to look for a way to make money while you sleep. Bitcoin is that thing. All right. Like it's plain and simple. That's what it is. So when people tell me, I gotta wait, you know, I got this going on, what do you have to wait on? What are you like? And it's hard for me to tell it to someone who I don't know. But you know, even with the course, like, yo, I tell people I got a payment plan, you can get started now. My whole thing is for you to get the information. The reason you pay, so you will pay attention. How many people on Instagram and YouTube try to give out free information nobody makes action on because they don't have to give up something? You feel me? But it's all about making that movement. Because if you do not, you will be left behind in a miserable way. There are projections saying Black wealth will be non-existent by 2030. Coronavirus and the government is going to help that. That's 2020. You feel me? Where is that money going to go? All right. And I see a lot of folks talk about, everything they're into. However, if all of us are not winning on some level, then a little bit of people haven't done their job for real. You know what I mean? If you're talking about Black wealth being non-existent by 2030 and we spend $1 trillion out here, then what is going on for real? So you don't have time. You know what I mean? You do not have time. And it is that serious because money is that serious to people. People kill over it, they steal over it, they leave their wife and their husbands over it. So let's stop playing. And I'm glad that, again, I could say something like that on you all's platform, because that's the honest to God truth. Y'all are all out here moving for the bag. You might not worship money, but money is the vehicle you're going to use to live the life you want. It's what you're going to pass down to your children. And that's the number one thing that made me interested in Bitcoin. I could pass this down to my daughter and my son 10, 30, 40 years from now. And if they do as I say, or as we going to come up to do, you pass down the next one. You feel me? So this is about real generational wealth. Those numbers of 200 or a million percentage plus, they're going to keep going because the financial system's going to keep being trash. So you got to really understand where you want to be. The price of Bitcoin today could be 30,000 tomorrow, and you're going to tell me the same thing. Now it's a different excuse. Oh man, it's too high now. See, I can't even get into it. Oh man, what am I going to do now? You're going to still do something. You know what I mean? So the reality has to be said. Stop playing like you can't make money faster than Bitcoin can. Nothing has proven to ever do it, not even slavery. All right? Slavery was the biggest lick that we ever seen. And slavery can't even keep up. Well, it can't keep up to the production of Bitcoin. We didn't create a whole country on it, but still though. So that has to be said, like, yo, stop playing the game, man. Stop playing. Get off your ass and stop playing. You know what I'm saying? Click the link in the bio, what is Bitcoin, and stop playing. Just straight up. It has to be said, man, because I know what y'all here for. I know what y'all here for.